Hi, we're going to be looking at the new GHD Max. This is the very latest wide plate version from GHD. I am hoping to find that it is pretty much the same as the GHD Gold, which we've got here. I've done a quick teardown of this particular model recently. We have again recently just started repairing these. We've invested heavily in some special equipment to allow us to repair these irons, and as I say, the wide plate version is this GHD Max, which I think has only been out for a couple of months. We're going to take a closer look at that today, mostly for engineers who may like to repair these, but I thought we would have a quick look for customers as well of GHD who may just happen across this video. The presentation, as always with GHD, is very good. We have a very hefty box that they come in, and a instruction book in a number of different languages, as you would expect these days, but at least there is something supplied with the irons. The warranty, as always with GHD, is for 2 years, and I believe that it is still correct that GHD do not repair GHDs themselves. They do not have any spares, and they will literally send out a replacement if you return your faulty irons with proof of purchase. So as far as this model is concerned, I'm not expecting to see any out of warranty repairs for a couple of years. However, if somebody has lost their proof of purchase, or they've broken or damaged the cable, that sort of thing, anything that isn't covered under the warranty, we will hopefully be able to take care of. They also come with a heat resistant silicone protector sleeve that just goes over like that. This model and the GHD Gold operate at 185 degrees. That is the optimum temperature for hair straightening. All of these other irons that you see that go up to ridiculous temperatures like 230 degrees, all you are doing there is damaging your hair. 185 degrees is the optimal temperature. I would recommend GHD over all of the other irons that I've ever encountered. This particular model and the standard width gold version, they are very sleek looking, very nice in the hands, a nice weight, very nice metallic flake finish plates, and as I say, thoroughly recommend them. I did not like the earlier Eclipse and Platinum models because they had changed the internals to be completely non-repairable, and that is not a sustainable option in my opinion. When I looked at the GHD Gold a couple of years ago, I declared it not repairable at the time, but things change, techniques change, parts availability changes, and as I say, we have now built up a very nice stock of spares for this model, and we have been offering a repair service for some weeks now. So, as I said, thoroughly recommend the GHD hair straighteners if you are a potential customer who has come across this video. But this video is not for retail customers really, it is for fellow engineers who may be wishing to repair these. Now, the change from the earlier models to the Gold and the Max, we have these press-on covers both sides, and there are no screws holding the arm covers in place. And I showed a metal spudger being used when I took the GHD Golds apart. Probably for your average person that is not a wise thing to use, because one slip and you're going to scratch the plastic. So what I'm suggesting now is a plastic spudger like this one, and you will find a tiny little gap just in the tips here, and what I suggest you do is get the plastic spudger in there, run it along a little bit, and then get your fingernails just in there, so there's a little bit of leverage, and then run this spudger along the edge and just try and lever bits off. And this is proving to be a lot tougher than the standard width version. There's obviously more clips. That is tough. Might actually need to get my metal one in the tip as well, I suspect, because it's wide. There are clips at the end here that are just holding that in place, and that is in fact correct. There we go. That is off, and we're going to have to slide that away. Now we seem to have managed to break a clip on the end there. So there is two clips at the end. They're quite tough, but we've managed to break one. It's not going to be the end of the world because there are clips all the way around. Hopefully you can see this sort of thing when you're dismantling something that really they didn't intend to be repaired or stripped down. It does happen. Hinge caps break, plastic pieces like this break, but in this case it is not going to make any difference. So we will then spin it over and do the same on the other side. I think we also managed to break a clip, yeah, about halfway down. As I say, again, it should not make any difference. And that's why you use plastic spudgers, because you can slip like that. I have to say this is much tougher to get into compared to the other standard width. God, that really is tough. They don't want you getting in there very easily. Oh, what a nightmare this is. I think we might actually need the metal spudger in there, so we've got a little bit more force. It really is holding on for dear life. Dear, oh dear, what a performance. So, what did that break, if anything? Let's just run the plastic one a little bit further along here. And this time, yeah, there is another one broken there. In fact, I think there's probably 3 bits that hold that on. So yeah, that is a tough one to undo. So hinge caps a little bit easier to undo with the metal spudger. Just slide under and lever off gently. As mentioned previously, we have 2 different length tabs. So obviously the longer one goes into the deep recess there that you can see. Going to pause that there and refilm this in a moment. Okay, so having got the covers off, I was just looking at whether there was a better way to remove them without damaging the plastic on the end. It really looks to me as if you've got to get down the sides and this end to pivot up first, and then gently unclip both ends and then pull that back. Yeah, this is a bit of a problem, I think this is going to be with this model. Still, it can be super glued back in place if required, but even in that position they do not want to come off easily, so that does need some careful work to get these covered off. But I've never seen a pair of these before. I've actually had to go out and buy one of these pairs so we can have a closer look. We've got the same arrangement on the GHD Gold. We have a screw one side, we have the plastic piece the other side, and again you just push that out. That will expose the sleeve, and the exact same spring. We will be using all of these for spares. Right, so at this point we can undo 2 screws here. 2 black screws and a single silver screw, and that will allow that cover to come off. And yes, fortunately it looks like we've got exactly the same arrangement at this end. There's 2 further screws back here that you will undo to get the cable cover off. Getting the right screwdriver for these screws is also important. Very easy to damage the heads. That is the cable removed. Just put that to one side. That is exactly the same cable as the other versions. Oh, sorry, the Gold. Some of the other GHD equipment uses that same mains cable, some of the tongs, etc. Just an annoying size it is between what I've got there and the next size up. Anyway, we have a white plastic on the white silicon on the switch side. Again, same PCB release, and we can lift that off. Again, the socket wires are looped around there. Once you've unlooped that, you can lift the whole thing away. Oh, now that's interesting. That is very interesting. I'm just going to take off this other side first. Again, single screw this end, 2 black screws at this end. It looks to me like they have used the standard element and mount, but they have clipped that to a wide plate. So again, this side we have the white plastic piece and the black silicon piece. That is exactly the same as the GHD Gold. And again, when we spin this over, they have literally increased the plate size from 1 inch up to whatever this one is, and we'll just quickly measure that. So standard plate is 1 inch, and we have moved up to wide plate, which is 1.6 inches, so we're going to have to go to millimeters. 42 mil is the width of this wide plate. Silicon rubber pieces have been changed in size, so that is totally different to any previous GHD. And if we take off these springs, it looks like we've got exactly the same element. Actually, I'm going to measure it first. We've got the meters on. We will have a quick look at the readings. So, elements, this time they're measuring 37 ohms. that side 37, thermistor side 456. So pretty much the same measurements as the gold model. So I'm just going to plug that mains cable back in for a moment and plug these in. Yeah, exactly the same operation wires. Press and hold and they are going to heat up. I don't want them to heat up. I just wanted to check that they are working just fine, and they are. So I am just going to pull these wires out. As I've said before, I really don't like this push fit wiring. The PCB is exactly the same as the gold version. We've got the same controller, we've got the same header there, same socket, everything is the same, so interchangeable completely. The only thing that is different is the silicon pieces that I've already mentioned, and I'm just going to take the clips off and just leave one of these off if we're careful, and hopefully we will come to exactly the same arrangement as, yeah, so we've got the standard width element on a wide plate. Yeah, I don't know why they've done that. Probably cost wise they did not want to change the tooling and make up extra wide elements like they had done on the SS5, the older model. That is a SS5 element, broken wire obviously, as you can tell perhaps from the end, but it's quite a bit wider. So interesting choice there. We have the same Peppy H1 fuse in there. So pretty much all of the parts are interchangeable apart from the ceramic plate itself, so that means that all the repair capabilities that we've got in place for the gold will apply to this model. So that is good news. We did not want to find a wide element in here. I expected to see a wide element, but it's good that we haven't actually got that. Exactly the same mount. The element butts up against the line there that you can see, so you know you're getting it in the right place, and that just clips into place, and then you can pop the metal clips back on and you are good to go. Just different with these ceramic pieces there. So there's a close-up. So all of the GHD Gold parts will fit, obviously other than the ceramic plate. We are currently working on the programming of the processor that's fitted in here. We're not sure at the moment whether the code is protected, but as you change elements you will find that they have had the values adjusted in the factory to attain the correct temperature. So again, that is something we are looking into. But yes, certainly parts are interchangeable, and that is good news. We will list these parts on our website accordingly. So yeah, a quick look at the GHD Max is the very latest version, and yeah, I hope that was useful, especially to the engineers who may be looking at repairing these.